Continuing, again a man who's really been very impressive, Ahmed. The way he's bowled Sharafuddin. Just bowled one over so far in this game, has been ignored.
Absolutely, such experienced bowler for Afghanistan side, and also Pektya. It's clever, always try to save the ball and ballsy looking, and that's his speciality, to do some dot balls for the team. And Shahzad will be because Kابل in such a good position. It's a beautiful ball. Oh, it went for a six. Another for maximum Shpagiza from Ingram. Man form, leading from the front.
Yeah, that's a quality shot. Just rocking back, a lot of power, a lot of bottom hand. And there she goes, sailing. Fog maximum. Just having a look at the batsman as well. Mentioned he's been good so far, Sharafuddin, in the tournament. Nearing his 50, Ingram has really played well, deserves it. Coming back into form just at the right time before the big games.
What it's looked to me, it will be a catch, but it went for a Shpagiza. Such a power. Good shot from Ingram. And to be honest, the ball was a little bit shorter, and that's why he paid the price. Shaukat Zaman, aggressive batsman, a very good talent for Afghanistan.
They still have wickets in hand, and if they can get 10 runs per over from here on, 7, which would be a very good score. That's exactly what Ingram mentioned at the time of toss. Going to be interesting run chase as well. On the track, does really well, falling in no man's land. Will be a couple of runs more here. Zaman looking really good.
And that's a good check from a bowler. He just knew it. He's coming out after him. He just pushed the ball away from. Couldn't reach it. He got only 2 runs. It's a well gel from Sharaf. Just following him again. Well bowled. It's a good stop.
14 gone, 7 for 3. Shaukat Zaman looking good in the company of Ingram. The stand skipper today, 49 of 35 for Ingram. He's really batted well. Going to be a change in ball. Sikuge Prasanna coming into the attack the other day really was very impressive, picking his 100th wicket in his T20 career. Loads and loads of experience behind him. A lot of captains in the Afghanistan Premier League have utilized the spinners early on in the power play, but today Mohammad Shahzad different ideas. Remember the first 5 overs bowled by the seamers. Of course, Udhana once again was special today, terrific with the new ball, picking up a couple hits in his first over.
Yeah, especially the big one, Hazrat Zazai. What a beautiful ball down at that one.
That's played well. Going to be racing away. Another boundary. So the last few overs, the runs have been coming thick and fast. That's good news here for the Kabul side. They're picking up the length very quickly. Both the batsmen well set now. Rocking back, knew exactly where the fielders were. A lot of boundary riders on the onside. But bisecting the gap with a lot of ease and authority. Don't do really too much. So well timed once again. Finding the fielder this time. Neat catch taken. Prasanna strikes in his first over.
Brilliant catch, and Shaukat Zaman was just smashing everywhere, and he just started and finally got it out. Prasanna got his first wicket. Wonderful catch from a fielder in deep mid-wicket. McLeod, tall guy, tall man, wonderful judge catch. This is the flying kiss.
Yeah, safe as a house, won't miss that. Zaman out for 25, played well, looked good, 121 for 4. Usman Adil coming into bat now at the fall of the man who really looked good. Had a decent partnership worth 46 of 31 deliveries between him and Colin Ingram. Prasanna striking in his first over. And this is the thing with the wrist spinners. Always a wicket-taking option. Looked really impressive the other day as well, Prasanna. Good delivery once again. Usman is here because this was a wicket going for another big shot. Just a boundary. But this time finding the feet. McLeod. What is that? That's going to be a wide.
Yeah, the partnership was going so good. It's building the partnership, but unfortunately, Shaukat Zaman get back to pavilion, and Colin Ingram, he's still there, and they might be looking for another 50 runs in next 5 overs. Still got batting, and the good thing is Ingram in such a good form now. Prasanna wants to change some field. For Ingram, the Odana is just moved from a short fine leg through to the cover.
And nearing his 50s, 9 of 35. He's really batted well. But you mentioned they were looking for something in the region of 45, 50 runs. I think the key is going to be Ingram. Can he bat another 4 overs? That's going to be important. Just nearing his 50. It'll be the first one for him in this Gulbahar Afghanistan Premier League. And that's good 50 as well. Well played. The stand-in skipper doing the job. He's really set the tone for his side, provided the framework, and getting the applause from his teammates as well. Just before the big game, knockout games are coming back into form. That good news for the Kabul side. 50 of 36. End of the over. Successful Sanna. 124 for 4.
There's a place like no other. Here dreams don't understand age or time. Place where time flies. And happiness completely surrounds you. Where the good ones inspire. This is a place like no other. Experience everything you imagined. Warner Brothers, Abu Dhabi.
With 6 wickets in hand and 5 overs in the bank, Kabul's Wanan, you would imagine, would want to score at least 2 runs a ball. That's 12 and over, taking them up to 84. Ziaur Rahman Sharifi, 2 overs left from him. Shahid Afridi at extra cover. A bit stiff there. Here's the 50 for Colin Ingram, and alongside me is Alistair Campbell. Terrific knock this, and a return to form for the left-hander.
Yeah, much needed. Hasn't had a great tournament to date. He needed a score under his belt, as it were, going into the semi-finals, and he's managed to achieve just what he set out to do, I reckon. Spend some time in the middle, get a few out the middle of the bat. Right into the back end of this innings. Minimum, you know, 10 to the over. Gets them round about that 175 mark, and I think that's fair. 175 to 185. Probably a decent score on this particular surface. They're 4 down, however, so these 2 are going to have to hang in. Ingram in particular, if he can bat for another 2 or 3 overs and strike more boundaries. Sharifi into his 3rd over. Just conceded 15 so far. So he's done a pretty good job and very adept at it, adapting to these conditions with line and length, slower ball. He went for a few. Shahid Afridi got a few verbals as well. Bit animated out there. But he would appreciate the run around. He's older. Resting is not always the... You want to be out there and just making sure that you're keeping everything fluid as it...
point here, Alistair. We've seen Kabul's Wanan of their big guns. Laurie Evans missing today. Rashid Khan missing as well. But from a Paktia Panthers point of view, yes, Cameron Delport is playing. But they have included Afridi and they have included Mohamed Shahzad. So two differing approaches. The Kabul side, of course, without their captain Rashid. Which is the right way to go, do you think?
To be honest, I think the coaches would ask, particularly the overseas players and the side, whether they wanted to play or to rest. Some prefer they're playing, others prefer to take rest when it's on offer, and some you just plainly have to tell they need to just sit out and get some energy. So I think that conversation would have been had as to wants to do what and how can we structure this game to be able to achieve someone getting some runs who's been a bit short, like Ingram. We would have said, hold on, I need some time in the middle and experiment a bit. We saw Wayne Parnell come out, as well as someone like Rashid Khan being able to just recharge the batteries somewhat. So those all come into consideration. I think they've got the balance right.
It's a quick ball, square cut missed, and that's the end of the over. 16 gone, 1 for 4. Just a leg by off. Give me Sharifi. Bowler just bowled that last over. Osman Sharifi, a maiden over for him last time. Just the leg by off it, and that's a pretty good effort in the 16th over of a match. Well bowled.
Ahmadzai, 9 for 12 at this stage. He hits the dig hard as well. Bit nippier than you think. Got a good change of pace. Yeah, he's going to try and bowl as full as Pickley to Ingram. Oh, I thought about coming back for 2. Wisely decided against it. That would have ended in tears. And, you mentioned the Paktia Panthers, I think, on with what they think is their team for the semi-final, to be honest. Cameron Delport's not playing, but does that mean that because of his lean run of form, they're going to bring in Afridi? But no, he's gone for 40. If he doesn't get any runs, that adds another conundrum. McLeod played really well the other day. Stay in the side because of his innings the other day, and new to the tournament, Sikuga Prasanna. Didn't really get to see enough of him, but I think he'll play a big part so far as his leg spinners are concerned. So they've gone with a different approach, not wanting to rest really anybody and trying to get their best combination out in the field, I think.
Yes, the point you made about Delport is an interesting one, isn't it? Because in the his third game of the tournament, he got a really good 70 not out against Bulk in 40 balls. Listen to his other scores, though: 19, 35, and then his most recent innings, 16, 7, 6 and 1. So he's bang out of form now. And so you may well be right that it isn't just resting Cameron Delport here. He might be on watch for the semi-final.
It's crashed away, be a boundary. Tried the slower ball, dug it into the middle of the pitch, and this occasion sits up and says, hit me please. And well, Ahmadzai duly obliges, is able to just wait on it and clatter it through the leg side. Got all of that. That raced away for...
Yes, very friendly half-tracker, that one.
Yeah, it's really ideal. He's 5 off 10. And he's hit one, as we've seen there, but the rest he's been swinging and making great contact. And he needs to be able to assist Colin Ingram, who's 51 of 9, just to try and take full toll of these last few overs. You've got to try and score at more than run a ball, and they're only 5 off the side. Again, not able to follow the bat. And they'll scamper through. Still only 6 off the over.
It's his first game of the tournament, and I think it shows in the way he's playing here. He's really struggling with his timing, and the more you struggle away, particularly if you're a relatively inexperienced player, the more you tend to panic and think you've got to produce that big shot to make up for the balls that you haven't scored from, rather than just saying, okay, I can get off strike.
A boundary here rescues the over. Oh, he's got it right up in the block hole. Excellent bowling. Just the single, 7 off, 19 bowled, 132 for 4.
When do you get that? When does that white ball go off? Rather than just thinking, all I've got to keep doing is just, I haven't scored off this ball, therefore I have to score off the next ball. Just peg off the next ball. Rather than being just
Inexperienced you are, the blood works.
Jamira talking to Walid Bakatir, Raja Cricket Council. Three overs to go then. Just 8 runs off the last 2 overs. Been a really good comeback by Pektia. And with this man to bowl over number 18 and over number 20, all of a sudden Kabul not necessarily looking at as big a total as they might have envisaged a few overs earlier.
Oh, there's that slower ball. Excellent bowling. It's just become the norm, eh? You sort of expected when Usuru had ball in hand that he's going to come up and get the ball exactly in the right areas, choose exactly the right options. Out the back of the hand, he's way through the stroke. Doesn't pick it at all, Colin Ingram. And that who's been there for a fair while as well. He's 52 or 41 deliveries and still being deceived. Really.
Third man very fine inside the circle as well as a backward point now. Oh, that's a terrific shot, it really is. McLeod at deep mid-wicket, he only had maybe 5 or 10 metres to move to his left, but Ingram absolutely nailed that. A cracking fog boundary.
Yeah, pick the gap. Fine leg back, square leg back. Got it exactly where he wanted it. Didn't quite get it up in the Suru Adana, so he's missed his length and paid the price. He's looking to play some big shots here to get anything with a bit of length. Like that. You can't, Suru. You're going to go a country mile. That's a big hit. That's a Spagiza, much needed. He missed his length. It was there in the slot, and Colin Ingram's not going to miss out on those.
Very few players have collared Isuru Adana in this tournament. Coming into tonight's match, his economy rate 6.45. But, well, Colin Ingram, all of a sudden, after missing out on that slower ball from the first ball of the over, has filled his...
Yeah, that's better. That's where he needs to be. His last 2 deliveries, slotsful. They really were on a length, on a good batting surface. At this stage of an innings in a T20 and 20 game, I should say. Not the most clever thinking, and you're not going to get away with it if you've got a class at the other end and a class batsman that's got a few runs behind him as well. That is the margin of error, so slim bowling at this juncture in the game. He's done it so well in the so far, so you can forgive him for a few slip-ups here and there. But whenever you do slip up at this stage, it normally is very costly. Now then, Adil on strike. Surely he's got to try and find the boundary, or at the very least, get a single. The in-form Colin Ingram back on strike. Oh, submission and a misfield as well. I'm not sure that it will go all the way. He's got enough of a knee or a leg on it to slow it down, but should have done a bit better.
Zia Rahman Sharifi at short fine leg. Adil will feel a little bit unfortunate there. A metre either side, and it was 4. And Suru were impressed with Sharifi's effort at short fine leg. I think that's fair to say. He's got that wrong as well. He's just panicking here, is Adil. The end of the over, 18 gone, 145 for 4. Bowling over 130 clicks an hour. Blood bowling over 130. Timing you require to sort of get your batter, be able to manoeuvre it.
It's not a percentage shot, unless you're going down like 8 minutes that quickly. I think he was hoping for the slower ball that he could wait on it, so you're trying to second guess a bit.
Nice to see. Fans who've turned up here in Sharjah really appreciated this league. The inaugural Gulbahar Afghanistan Premier League 2018. Powered by fog. The crowding up nicely this evening. It's the start of the weekend in Sharjah, Friday, Saturday. Deep breath from Yamin Ahmedzai. He's bowled really well this evening, and he's bowling the penultimate over of the innings. Well bowled. Again, good change of pace. We've seen some really impressive changes of pace from several bowlers in this tournament. Obviously, we've spoken about it before, and Syed Shahzad as well. It's good to see, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a prerequisite in modern day T20 cricket. If you're a seamer, you don't have changes of pace, and not just, you need quite a few, and you're going to get clobbered all around the park. This stage of the game, it's either slower ball or it's in the block hole. You bowl length, you're going. Oh, excellent piece of improvisation. It was full. It was the right idea. It was good execution. But Colin Ingram is even better. He's moved across his stumps and just deflected it. Don't hit it. Was more interested in trying to make the exact strike on the ball, and did really, really well.
He's just run off the face of the bat there. Hasn't done anything other than made sure he made contact with that delivery. And as soon as he did, he knew he was guaranteed a boundary with fine leg up in the circle. Terrific cricket. It's his 7th 4.
Oh, slower ball, but there's width on offer, and he's able to open the face and carve it through third man. It's up in the circle. The man at third man, as it got past him, was always going to run away. 150 up for the Kabul's 1 on.
You're going to swing? Swing hard. Ingram gets lucky, but he deserves that luck.
Yeah, you can't bowl there. Too much width. Was the slow ball bouncer, but you cannot give that width. You got to be straighter. Again, going for the block hole, not there. But Colin Ingram not able to get underneath it, not able to find the gap wide of the fielder at a long off. Decent over though, 9 from it, still 2 balls remaining. And that'll bring a deal back on strike. 8 or 15 deliveries, just the 1 boundary so far in his innings. Running out of balls here, really needs to contribute to this partnership.
Colin Ingram, incidentally, has now reached 5,000 2020 runs. He started the tournament needing 155 runs to reach that mark. It's taken him longer than he would have wanted. This is desperate to watch, isn't it, from Usman Adil, Alistair. He's really, really struggling out there, isn't he?
But at least he got a single there, got down the other end. So if you're not scoring, if you're struggling, and make sure that you're in batsman to face as many balls as possible. In his 199th game, Colin Ingram, so the semi-final will be his 200th. That'll be a landmark for him. Plenty of experience and good numbers, those. Righto, one ball. What's he thinking? Boundary or single? For me, he's got to be thinking single. He needs strike in that last over, surely. No, he's going big. Has he got enough on it? Yes, Buggies. Another good strike. Another maximum. And Colin Ingram carries on his merry way. 78 off just 49 deliveries now. 1 over remaining. 161 for 4.
Colin Ingram's fourth 6. Just brute force, muscled it over the boundary at wide long on. And poor little Yamin Ahmedzai, 16 off over. Finishes with 4 overs for 35. Here's Isuru Udana to bowl the last over of the innings.
Oh, he's not able to make contact, not able to get off strike. Really good delivery from Isuru Udana, bowling to the he likes that he's devised, and that includes a man at short third man, a man at wide third mandry, and then a man at extra cover man at long off. So 5 on the offside and 4 on the leg side. And he's going to be bowling wide and mix that up with a few slower balls. That's going to be the method.
They've got to run a bye to the keeper here. Ingram's got to be out of the blocks as soon as Udana of the ball, because this really is a waste of a last over. And poor old Usman Adil now 9 off 6 balls.
He's trying to hit the boundary. He's trying to be the main man. Where first ball over, surely they talked about it, would have been to stay still. No way he's trying to bowl and just get off strike by hook or by crook. Get something in the way.
He's managed it. So Colin Ingram will be on strike, albeit after 3 balls of this over have elapsed.
Oh, the difficult task of trying to hit boundaries, because he has to retain the strike. We've seen very few twos every tournament so far. It's either been to the boundary or running once because of the shortish boundaries here in Sharjah. Rightio, what can Isuru Udana dish up? Oh, it's a slow ball. It's really wobbled again. And all he can do is feather it around the corner. Just the one.
This partnership now, 42 in 32 balls. Not the acceleration that Kabul would have wanted.
No, not at all. And the last 30 balls have only yielded 40 runs. That tells the story, doesn't it? You need to be getting a bit more than that at the back end of an innings. Colin Ingram's done a sterling job. It's just been Adil that struggled a wee bit. 10 of 17 balls. There we go, clubs it down the ground. But will only be one. I'm sure they'll only run one anyway. Adil was wanting to go back and was firmly sent back by Colin, rightly so. It was either 4 or 1. Simple equation.
Good work from Tahir Adil down at long on. Doing the big dive in. That's terrific work.
Yeah, good committed stuff. So just the runs off this over, would you believe? 3 runs off the last over of the innings. Colin Ingram on strike. 79 he's got, or 50 deliveries. Can he finish with a flourish? Well, he can steer it away. It was a good delivery. Really good stuff right up in the block hole. If anything, just a bit wide, and he's able to find the gap between short third man and backward point. So they'll end boundary, and they'll end on 168 for 4 in their 20 overs. Colin Ingram, a welcome bounce back to form. 83 or 51 here. And this was the last shot, waited for it nicely. Like I said, up in the block, if anything, was just a bit wide, wee bit wide. And he's able to thread it through the gap and away to the boundary for 4.
Frustration for Isuru Udana. But Colin Ingram, all smiles. At last it's come right for him. He's been in a miserable trough of form in this Gulbahar Afghanistan Premier League 2018, powered by But now at last he can go to the dressing room with his head held high. The captaincy clearly suits him. But I think at the same time, Pektia Panthers will be pretty pleased with that effort in the field. Yes, they had double 5 for 2 in the first over, but they certainly didn't let away from them. A really disciplined performance from the men in yellow and green. Here's the Kabul's Wanan batting card. Those 2 wickets in that first over for Udana took him up to 15 for the tournament. Wayne Parnell and Colin Ingram then started the recovery with a partnership of 70. Great effort that from Parnell, pushed up the order. And then Zaman, he weighed in with a useful stand with Ingram. They added 46 before things stalled just a little bit at the back end of 168 for 4. Let's go down now to Ajay Mehra and see who got with him. Ajay?
Thanks a lot. I've got Wayne Parnell, the star with the bat. Wayne, first of all, promotion, and you did a great job for your side.
Yeah, it's nice to get in there with the bat and obviously contribute. And it was nice to actually strike some out there as well.
Yeah, your intent was very positive. You're looking for those big shots in the first 6 overs, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was my role, obviously, going into the game. Obviously, captain and coach sort of identified that with his wicket more tired to obviously try and score runs early on. And luckily, we managed to get some.
You spent some time with the crease as well. So how was the surface like?
Yeah, it's not like previous games. I think obviously getting a little bit slower as it's wearing out. A couple of the slower balls gripped a little bit, so hopefully we have to be smarter now. 170 is still a decent total on this wicket, so we obviously got to come out now and just bowl in the first 6, get a couple of wickets, and take it from there.
You love this stadium because you got an international 50 as well here at this very venue. So you love this ground as far as batting is concerned, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice to get some out of the middle as well. Quite a small field, so even with my small arms, if I just hit some, they obviously go over the rope. But it's nice getting and obviously contributing for the team.
Is this going to be now 168?
Hopefully.
All the best. So that was Wayne Parnell after the comms out there.
Thanks to Wayne Parnell, thanks to Ajay Mehra, and there's an indication of how significant the contribution of Colin Ingram has been. 3 success partnerships over 40. And that really was very necessary from a Kabul's Wanan point of view after the early loss of Luke Ronke and Hazra Zazai.
Yeah, Udana was a bit expensive tonight, got 2 wickets in that first over and then went for a few at the end. Economy rate of 8.25, but Sharifi was outstanding quota, none for 15. And then wicket each for Adil and Prasanna only bowling the 1 over as well. So he shuffled around his bowlers, did Mohammad Shahzad. And at the end of the day, 168 for 4. We'll soon see if they've done a good enough job of restricting the Kabul's Wanan. There it is, 169 required of 20 overs at a shade under 8.5 to the over. Well, we'll see if that's possible or not. Go too far away, we'll have the run chase in just a minute.
OSN Sports Cricket is available on SN Play. Register now. The Windies tour is heading to the short game.
This is generally the Lions' den.
With a series of 5 ODIs and 3 T20s.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Will the visitors rise up to the challenge?
Beautiful.
Or will the men in blue stand firm?
Oh, that's big.
India versus the Windies, the first pay-TM ODI, Sunday, live only on OSN's Cricket HD, or live stream it with OSN Play.
Finish that!
In a world where humans eat and fear them,
Everything they've built will fall and float the ashes of their world. We'll build a better one.
the X-Men stand together as protectors of humanity and kind alike. Watch all your favorite mutants all in one place. Starts tomorrow at times, only on our new and exclusive OSN pop-up channel X-Men HD.
So intense. Silence from the Lindt Master Chocolatiers.
I said she saw a ghost. I'm not scared of them ghosts. Are you?
Wind gap.